The Gables. God, that hurt my finger. Ow. I don't know why that hurt so bad. I forgot I had these. I have these weird uh, Last of Us. I gotta get the camera. Last of Us. Fucking the thing with the coasters, whatever. I had to go on a work
Yeah.
trip a couple months ago, and I didn't have a backpack or anything. And I was at the
Yeah.
GameStop to grab something, and they had a Last of Us 2 duffel bag, and it came with a bunch of weird. I have like a Last of Us 2 cup, and then this is the coaster. It's a hammer and a switchblade. That's what it came with. So I found these there today. I did some like spring cleaning in mid February today since I was off. So and I was like, oh, I forgot I bought these. I just threw them in a drawer. Never used them. So here they are. So it works perfectly. I've set my gables on them. All right. So we'll make this official episode. All right. Hello, guys. This is the Twitch stream here. You guys are joining us. This is why we do it every week. Talk about if you watch the audio or visual version. Uh, that first chunk is only for you guys, and then the audio version will usually come out the next day. Probably tonight. I'll just edit this and throw it on, put it on tonight. But this will this is just the direct Nintendo Direct emergency podcast that we're doing. But yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna put a little gap in here, and then we will officially start the show. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 410 of Drunk Dutchers Podcast. I'm host, as always, I'm Tyler. And joining me, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Nintendo Direct.
Mm,
Nintendo Direct, man. Everything else feels like it's magnified to the 10th degree because there was an actual Nintendo Direct. And not just any Nintendo Direct, a actual epic Nintendo Direct. I mean, bar none. This has been one of my favorites throughout this whole year so far, where Nintendo front and center, going back to the traditional Nintendo Direct stuff, as opposed to their chunk by chunk, like game by game things over the past year or so. Their first Nintendo Direct since like 500 and something days ago, so basically a year and a half.
532 days, Gables. 532.
Yes, 532 days. So to be perfectly honest with you, after I got my work all done, after I got all the grocery shopping and everything else that I had to get done at the end of the work, I actually sat myself down and I was just watching the direct, and man, my day feels so much better having watched
No, good. Were you
that.
able to avoid spoilers beforehand?
I was able to avoid spoilers except for like one, but at the same time, it wasn't really too bad in that regards because it was the absolute last reveal of the thing. Because I was pausing my video, had to put my little doggy inside of his box so he could
The
sleep,
doggy.
and what ended up happening was I ended up seeing some little flash, and I knew what the didn't know where it was going to be placed, but I knew there was one game that was revealed. But we'll talk about that in just a bit. But how have you been doing,
Doing
Tyler?
okay. It's we just recorded on Saturday, and I ended up having the day off, which was nice. And I was just telling Gables before the show, I was like, my days are completely thrown off right now because normally Sunday's my day off, and I didn't. I end up having to work Sunday, so I don't know what day it is anymore. I thought today was Sunday all day. That's where my mind was. I was just like, ah, fuck, I gotta work 6 more days, and I'm like, oh wait, fuck, tomorrow's Thursday. Yes. Um, but yeah, no, I'm doing okay. It was a nice lazy. It was a nice lazy but productive day. Gables, I did
Yeah.
a bunch of cleaning. I've been I always vacuum and I dust and stuff like that every Sunday, and keep the house clean and do laundry. And then today I did the laundry. I decided to deep clean it. I went through the cupboards today. And I cleaned out the fridge and I cleaned out the cupboards. There was so much food in there that's not mine. That was my ex's. That's shit I won't eat. Like, and I'm just like, it's not like it's like meat or something like that. It's just like canned goods and like box shit. I was like, I'm never gonna eat this, or like old crackers. I'm like, fuck this. And I went and I cleaned the bathroom. It's been a good day. I played a bunch of video games, which is awesome. We're not gonna get into what we've been playing
Hey.
this week. This is strictly gonna be well, we'll be back this weekend with a normal episode, but this is just our
Oh yeah,
emergency
yeah.
show. But I played a bunch of games. And that was a good time. Finally sat down, played that Gears 5 High Buster campaign DLC that came out. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, so it's been a good day. It's been a really and it's for the first time in like 10 days. It's we hit double digits for like a whole hour temperature wise. So that's pretty
Wow.
fucking awesome. Uh, yeah. I walked outside. Yeah, it was funny. Actually, yesterday I went to work. I usually have like 5 layers on, and I put on like I had 4 or 5, and I was like, this is actually kind of hot. I'm sweating a little bit here. It was crazy. It was just it's wonderful. Like I know it's still mid February. We got a ways to go for spring, but it's like March is
Mm.
so close. And I went and I requested a bunch of vacation, not bunch. I had 4 days of PTO that's expires on June 1st, and I found out I didn't even know I had four. I figured because I was new, I didn't have 4 days. So yesterday I went in and I requested. I'm like, I want these 4 days off. One of them was my birthday, May 7th. I'm like, fuck yeah, it's a Friday. It's my birthday.
Mm.
Resident Evil 8 comes out. I
There
guess
you
that
go.
day's booked out though. Can't get it off. So I ended up just taking the May 14th off, and the following, which is a Friday, and the 17th off, which also the 14th. I wasn't planning on doing this, but there was no other. I didn't have any options because May's pretty much booked out. And I wanted to have a couple days in the spring to have some days off. It's also the weekend that Mass Effect comes out. So, fuck yeah,
There you go.
gonna do all that, and I got March 1st and 2nd off. So it's been a rough stretch of I had to work 9 days in a row. I've, been pretty mentally exhausted, but today was a very good day today, one of the better days I've had in a while. So feel energized, feel good. I only got to work. I got to work Thursday, Friday, Saturday. And I get another day off. This is great. I'll do this every fucking week. Just give me Wednesdays and Sundays off. I'll be actually okay with this. Um, but it won't happen. But I mean, I'm okay with this. Financially, it sucks, but other than that, it's great. Anyways, though, this is a emergency podcast we're doing. We're talking about the Nintendo Direct um, that happened just earlier today. That was also another great thing to have any day off. This like just emergency, like hey, can't shit down south really bad. Our plane didn't come in, so we got no work for you to do. Take today off. I'm like, okay. And I'm like, that kind of sucks. I don't want a Wednesday off. But I'm like, the Nintendo Direct's today. Fucking great. I can actually be home and watch it live when it happens. I don't have to worry about like avoiding spoilers or, being scared when I go on YouTube to watch it later. Like I can just watch it live. So, yeah, it's pretty good. Uh, so I can't. It drives me nuts that I can't find an article that like puts everything in order. Because I would much rather talk about how things happen in order, and I don't. There was so much stuff in this 50-minute direct. Um,
Yes.
1 minute for every 100 day. For every 100 days, we went without a direct cables. Is what we got here.
Yes.
Um, wait, that didn't make any sense. 1 minute, 10 minutes for every 100 days we went without a direct. That makes more sense. Math. Um, but yeah, I couldn't find it puts in order. I was gonna just like watch it live, like as we were recording this, and just like talk about it as it popped up, but never mind all that. So I'm just gonna run through here. I found an article. They put all the big shits at the top, but I'm just gonna start from the bottom, work my way up. And I'm just gonna mention the stuff that gets announced. And if you want to talk about it, Gables, we'll talk about it. If you don't want to,
Okay.
if I'll just mention it, and then we'll just keep going.
Yeah.
So I'm
Sounds
just
good.
gonna go in order from the bottom up with this article here from IGN. So Hades gets a physical edition that's coming out on March 19th. It includes a download code, so it's not actually you literally are just getting a box. You're not actually getting a cartridge. Um, yeah.
Huh.
So I didn't realize that until I just read that out loud. Yeah, it says Hades on Switch is getting a physical edition on March 19th. It also includes a PC download code for Hades original soundtrack and a
Okay.
32-page. Oh, maybe that's what I'm looking at here. I'm sorry. It's a PC download code for the soundtrack. I apologize. And a 32-page.
I was
Yeah, I
wondering
was like,
about that
well,
because I'm
because I
like,
know like
what the hell is it a physical
I,
release
I was
for?
just thinking, okay,
if it's only a
you get the
digital
box because I
code.
know other games have done that. Where like I think like, what was it like Bayonetta, um, two like the Bayonetta collection. Two's only on the cartridge. One you had to download, and then I remember a few other games did that too. Um, so yeah, so that's coming out March 19th. I don't remember what the price. I think it was like $40. Uh, Apex Legends got a trailer, but they announced a couple weeks ago that's coming out March 9th for the Switch, and that players will be able to get double XP the first 2 weeks on launch. I don't know if that's cross-platform as far as the double XP stuff or if it's Switch exclusive, but it's cross-play, so I imagine it's all across the board. Ghosts and Goblins Resurrection, which I believe we already had a release date of February 25th, but it's just a trailer. I think just reminding you it's coming out next week.
Yeah.
Bravely Default 2, we got a final trailer for that. That's coming out next Friday, which We known about that was announced. I want to say end of last year that we got an announcement for that date. Oh, it was at the Game
I believe
Awards
so.
that we got the date.
Oh yeah, yeah, that's right, that's right.
The World's End Club is arriving on Switch in 2021. It is a new game from the creators of Danganronpa, which that's as soon as I saw that, I'm like, that looks like. I mean, I played like an hour of the first one on PS4, but I know what the series looks like, and I was like, oh, that looks like Danganronpa. Uh, yeah. So the official description reads: You and 11 others known as the Go Getters Club set off on a captivating journey across Japan and experience an adventure that blends side-scrolling action with a suspenseful narrative. Is that doing? I know you like the Danganronpa games.
Huh.
Is that doing anything for you?
Well, honestly, when I was looking at it, it did seem sort of interesting. I was kind of taken aback by it because of the visual art style of the game itself. Plus, it kind of reminded me like some like a lighthearted thing, kind of like almost a contrast against what these initial developers have made previously. So to put it into perspective, these people are not only responsible for creating the Danganronpa games, but also like the Zero Escape. I want to say the
Yes,
Zero
Zero
Escape
Escape
games
series. Yep.
as well. Yeah. So both of those like key members collaborating together to make this game. It's like it seems like a cool concept and stuff. I don't really like some of the love like character designs from initially the output and stuff. There's some little bits that kind of turn me off, but at the same time, I'm interested in seeing where at this game is going to like excel at. It's a mix between a side-scrolling platformer and like a suspenseful thriller, or like a thriller or
Side-scrolling
whatsoever.
action with a suspenseful narrative.
A suspensive narrative. Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna be optimistic about it. I have played games on both of I've had play games with both of like the teams that were responsible. So Danganronpa, yes. Obviously, Zero Escape. I played a little bit of 999 in that regards, but yeah, it seemed kind of
Yeah,
interesting. Just want to see more about it.
yeah. Those games don't do too much for me, but I respect those games. It's a game. It's a frame. It's a type of game I really want to get into. I just it doesn't tickle my fancy. Uh, Knockout City, which was like the weirdest fucking trailer I've seen in a long time. Where I was like, I thought
Yeah,
this was like an old like when I was watching like the sit down and do the interview stuff. I'm like, is this a GameFly commercial? I don't remember. I don't know if people remember that, but I remember like 10, 15 years ago, they used to do like that was GameFly commercials. They'd like sit down, like they look like knockoff. They have like a knockoff Nathan Drake or Link or whatever, and like sit down talking,
right, right.
and then like that's how they would like. I'm like this is exactly what it looks like, but it's like making fun of like Fortnite in a way. But then it turns out they're all just playing. But I was intrigued, and then it's like, oh, they're all just playing a dodgeball game. Okay, I don't know. I mean, it's
I
weird.
thought it was initially like a freaking like one of those free to play like sort of like oh gosh, oh, it's off the tip of my tongue. It basically kind of reminded me of like the sort of the free to play microtransaction filled apps and stuff like that. Those games that you would come across, like the Raid Shadow Legends sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Those free to play like hidden everything else. But at the same time, it had the narrative, the commercial like sort of narrative like that with the interview, this and that with the different characters. However, it started throwing me off because now I see like this freaking cooperative team like dodgeball sort of thing and like third person. I'm like, what the hell is this?
yeah.
It's a dodgeball game, and one of the players can actually transform into a ball and stuff. You could throw at other players. It's like, what the hell? That's different.
Yeah, I don't. I think the game looks fine. I think there was a release
Yeah.
date. I want to say it was like May 21st or something like that. Oh, the Mario Kart Live Home Circuit people made this as well. I didn't know that. Um,
Oh, I didn't know
yeah,
that either.
I want to look at
Wow.
this. I think it. I don't know why they click on that. I wish I wouldn't have clicked on that now.
It's supposed to be a part of their EA originals or something
No,
like
that's
that.
that Rocket game, that Rocket Arena that came out last year, and that's funny enough.
Oh,
That's exactly what I was thinking about when I saw the game itself. I'm like, it looks like Rocket. I couldn't think of the game name either, but I looked it up. But it looks like Rocket Arena, like art style, but
right.
dodgeball. Instead of shooting rockets, you're throwing dodgeballs. Um,
Huh.
yeah, but I don't know if it's free to play or anything like that. I don't think it is. I think it's a paid for game, but this seems like one of those games that's gonna, especially on the Switch, is gonna come and go, and no one's gonna care. I don't know if it's coming to other stuff. It just says announced for Switch. Um, but next up, Plants for Zombies Battle for the Neighborville I can't talk. Battle for the Neighborville Complete Edition is coming to Switch. 8v8 multiplayer madness game. It's coming out March 19th. This game like 5 years old? I feel like this game came out like
Honestly, I think
yeah.
so. I think because we had the Garden Warfare and then Garden Warfare 2 on the Xbox One and PS4, but at the same time, the Gardenville thing I think is a few years
Is
old. It's a little bit. I think it was like the latest one that they had before they went dormant for a
did we
while.
get 3 Plants vs Zombies shooter games?
Oh my gosh, I think we have, but I'm not 100% sure. I only played like maybe the first one a little bit.
Yeah, I remember playing the first one because we all got it for free on PS4, and we had a few gamer
Yeah.
nights with some guys, and it was a really fun time. But yeah, I don't know. That was weird. Um, Speaking of weird, DC superhero girls Teen Power announced for Switch. It looks coming out June 4th. Looks like one of those like TV like Cartoon Network tie-in games. I thought it was, which it very well could be. I don't know, but like
Honestly, the moment I saw that trailer going through, I immediately tuned out almost immediately in my mind because it's the type of garbage that I know is like it's okay. This is just here for filler and stuff. This is like the lowest point inside of this direct right here, where you have to do the whole DC superhero girls and stuff. And hell, I hope it's a good game so that's target demographic and actually play and enjoy it. But it honestly looks like a steaming pile of garbage
yeah,
to me.
like some of the things that came out like when they started doing all those like partner directs, like I don't know where they just kept doing random ones. At the end of last year is like coming out of it, people were talking about how like part of the agreements they have with like games coming to Switch is they put them in a direct. Um, and it
Oh,
feels like one of
yeah.
those things like so we kept having like every month we'd have like a partner direct, and it's just like well they were having them because like they were like contractually obligated to have a put them in a direct.
Ah,
So I just feels like a lot of these games coming out of this were like games that like that's the agreement they put in place. Hey, you put on Switch, put you in a direct. Like that's kind of like what I think about when I see a lot of these games. That's the way I think I'm going. I mean, some of these maybe they like thought were good enough to put into a direct, but for more now, whenever I think about directs and I see these oddball fucking third party games, I'm like, there's probably a reason for them being here. Um, but next up, we had Neon Light announced for Nintendo Switch. Um, it's like that. I got like a Mirror's Edge vibe from this one. Like the
this was weird because I've never seen a concept to where it was like a first-person shooter. You go through, it looked like an on rails,
mhm.
but you select what type of
Yeah,
card or something that you're dealt in order to do a specific action.
yeah,
That looked entirely unique, and I kind of dig like how it was going through and doing the seamless stuff one after another, based upon what type of cards you receive. I think from your deck or something like
yeah,
that. It's a first-person like action sort of like card game,
yeah.
which is really bizarre, but yet it's so cool to see something that imaginative actually being tried out. But I'm not 100% sure the concept is going to be interesting all the way through, but I do like the idea that, hell, I maybe even want to try it out later down on the line where like Neon White or
Yeah,
whatever the heck it's
yeah,
called.
Neon White.
It, yeah, Neon White. That definitely is a interesting concept, which I hope they go into more detail with. Because what I basically thought about when I was watching that trailer, it's like I'm imagining myself play the game, and all of a sudden, if I have like a full deck of cards or something like that, just going like to one transition to another one, just have these action sort of sequences, one, two, three, just moving across the stage, like planning out like which ones do I want to use at a specific point, or which one I want to save to do that. Just a lot of thought is what I'm suspecting I would have to do in order to progress certain
Yeah,
stages, and that actually sounds like a great deal of fun.
yeah. This is definitely a game that like I want to see a little bit more from. It's definitely
Yes.
like it seems like an original style of a game. But yeah, I like the color. I like the look of it. I like yeah, it does like yeah, like I like like I said, I got the Mirror's Edge vibe with the shooting and well, obviously the cards, but I mean like the way that moved and everything like that. I'm like, oh, this looks like kind of like like Mirror's Edge, and so I definitely want to hear more from it. I want to see like people when they preview it or reviews come out. Like yeah, this is a game I'm gonna jump on, but it's a game like definitely it has my attention. I want to see um,
Mm.
more from it when it comes out. Next up, game that's been announced forever. It was supposed to come out last year, and then like right at like November they announced it was getting delayed to 2021. Shockingly, got delayed all the way to August 27th of 2021. That is No More Heroes. We got another trailer for that one. Um, I'm not a No More Heroes guy. I technically, to be fair, I guess I've never played one. But I mean, I do want to check out No More Heroes. It's on. I know they're on Switch, but I mean, what's your interest level on the third one here?
Incredibly high, and I'll tell you why. I'm a huge No More Heroes fan from back in the Wii days. When I got the Wii and I was looking for like games that I would want to try through and play, because obviously, even though I had access to play the 360 and the PS3, I'd stuck to like a handful, a couple of games to play on the Wii, and I was looking for that one type of game that I wanted to play that just spoke to me. And No More Heroes was definitely the game that I was looking for, because reading previews about it inside of like my Issues in Nintendo Power, I'd like read a mixture of like an action like an action slasher or something like that, an action like beat 'em up in correlation, like mixing up professional wrestling moves you can actually do with the nunchuck and the Joy-Con, not Joy-Con, the nunchuck and like the Wiimote and stuff in tandem. Like for example, like going like both controllers up to do like a German suplex or somewhere a dragon suplex, and like doing like random crazy things with the slash and this and that. The first two No More Heroes games, those were fantastic in my honest
Mm.
opinion. Heavily underrated. First one I really love. The second one, when the second one came out, I literally played and finished that game. Like it took me about maybe 6 hours or so, like that. I remember spending like about a good solid 5 or 6 hours playing No More Heroes 2: Desperate Struggle to finish it up. And I remember my Wii, because it had been running for so long, actually froze in the final
Oh.
battle. Yeah, that's just the thing. I had to go over and do it over again, but at the same time, I played the Wii that much where I actually made my Wii fucking freeze.
Jesus.
So my intrigue for No More Heroes 3, seeing that it's like basically an alien invasion where they're scheduling this big old freaking tournament or something like that, like almost like the same aspect as like the same killer rankings as the first two games. I mean, that's intriguing enough. But now I kind of want to see if they're going to mix in like other types of different cameos of specific game stuff, like they've made reference to in their past, like like the previous
Mm.
game. Like say in No More Heroes 2, you had a character that was basically Cloud Strife at the beginning that you would just basically execute. But I hope there's more professional wrestling things like intertwined between. I would fucking mark out if Travis Touchdown actually did a freaking sling
Yeah,
blade
that'd
or
be
some
awesome.
shit. But oh my gosh, just so much good stuff.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know why. Just my phone all of a sudden just triggered an Amber Alert
Oh.
for somewhere in my
Oh.
state.
Okay.
But but anyway, it's like No More Heroes 3. Looking at the trailer, it still looks fun. I mean, yeah, it does suck that I gotta wait till August, but at the same time, I am heavily hyped. I want this game to be good, and it looks like it's right up my
Yeah,
alley.
it looks cool. It's definitely a franchise that's just. I mean, that whole Wii franchise, the whole Wii generation, it's like a bunch of games I missed out on. Not really missed out on. I just chose
But
not
it
to play.
definitely
Go ahead.
that definitely was a product of its time too, both the first and the second games. But I'm curious to see how well they've hold up on the Switch. I've not tried either of those games, so I'm heavily interested in seeing how those games
Yeah,
perform.
yeah, me too. Um, Hopefully it does well. Next up, like I'm just gonna run through some of these, and like I said, if they interest you, let me know. Stubbs Zombies is coming to Switch, coming to everything as well, but it's coming out in March 16th to be exact. It's a remake of the. Okay.
Okay, for Steps to Zombies, for Steps to Zombie, this is one of the first. This is one of the announcements where I'm like, "What the fuck,
Mm-hmm.
really? Stubbs the
This
Zombie?"
leaked a couple
It's
weeks
like,
ago,
wasn't
but
that?
is it finally confirmed today?
That's just that's just fucking
Yeah.
bizarre, dude. It's like almost like a stealth sort of thing, like how like Sphinx and the Cursed Mummy released on the Switch or whatsoever, and people were like, "Wait, okay." But Stubbs the Zombie, I think I remember it. It was like what on the
It
Xbox
was an
originally.
Xbox game made in the Halo engine.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Xbox game in the Halo engine, Stubbs the Zombie. It's
Yeah.
No, I just wanted to put that out there. It's just
Yeah, it's a
crazy.
weird one. And it's not even. It's like I don't even want to call it a remaster of it. It looks like they just poured it.
It looks like a freaking straight up
Yeah,
port.
yeah. It's crazy. Um, Next up here, Capcom Arcade Stadium surprise releasing on Switch today. Is that the one that has like 32 games or something in it?
I think it has like a plethora of old Capcom games. I'm not sure about the amount, but from what it looks like, there's Strider. There's
Strider.
you had some for free, 1943. I think it is
Mhm.
free from the get go, but I think you have to buy incremental things in
Oh,
order
it's
to.
kind of like the X. Remember Xbox had that like weird arcade thing where it was free the download and like
Oh yeah,
you can buy
yes, I
the
remember that
yeah you can
arcade.
walk around the arcade room like walk around, but then like yeah you can like pay a quarter and like Microsoft bucks like real life money to play these games, or you can buy them outright for like $5 or something like that. Um,
I know they were so that was such a weird
yeah,
concept even back
yeah.
then. And honestly, this is almost like akin to what that was. And no, if you're gonna release something like a cabinet, like arcade things, just do it as a collection sum. I mean, no one wants just to buy
Yeah,
incremental little
just put it for like $30 or twenty
games.
bucks or something like that. Yeah, it's a weird one.
Yeah, just have the whole
I don't know what
slew.
the like. It doesn't look like there's a lot of like top tier games on there. People are like, I mean, I'm sure there's some good.
Well, there are
Yeah, but
some.
I'm like, as far as
There are
like, I'm sure there's not a lot of people that are feeding for. So maybe I guess it's easier for people. Like, I don't know what the prices are individually, but if they're a couple bucks, maybe it's easier than spending $20, $30 for the whole package. I don't know.
yeah.
Next up, Tales of the Borderlands is coming to the Switch. It's coming out March 24th. Uh, no, Monster Hunter Rise got a trailer that's coming out March 26th. We already knew that, but it has another trailer. Uh, Legend of Mana is getting a remaster. It was announced today. It's HD edition. The game's music has been rearranged, but for this remaster, and features like turning off enemy encounters will be added. I don't think it got a date though, but I know I think it's coming out this year, but no date. Um, Samurai Warriors 5 is headed to Switch. Will be released in the summertime. It's a spin-off of the Dynasty Warriors franchise. Takes place in the Jesus Christ Sengoku period of Japan and will follow historical figures. It's getting worse.
Hysterical figures.
No Bunnaga Oda Mishu di Kisha. They could be Pokemon or they could be real people. I'm not sure. Um,
Nobunaga.
I like what I said better. Uh,
It's something a cross between No and Noisha.
we'll just combine what we said and we'll say it's correct. Uh, Two Famicom detective games are coming to Nintendo Switch in 2021. Famicom Detective Club, The Missing Hair, and Famicom the Detective Club, The Girl Who Stands Behind, sold separately, are both going to be being fully localized for the Nintendo Switch. Disappointingly, not coming to the NES online system.
You know what's interesting? You know what's, and this is what I thought about when seeing this trailer in specific. How batshit crazy is it that Nintendo is actually going back to their back catalog, like upwards to their Famicom games, localizing them to the West, and actually going through like a lot of bunch of obscure games, like the original Fire Emblem, Shadow
Yeah,
Dragon. That whole spiel, that one was released like earlier on this
was it like
year, and it's going to
December?
be discontinued.
Yeah,
Yeah, like late last year, early this year. It's going to be not available past March, but the Famicom Detective Club, that's a very obscure series. I've never actually have seen a lot of it from going through, but yet they're going for this company's going through the extra mile to try to basically tap in and remaster and try to bring into like a casual audience. Obviously, I mean, immediately this trailer kind of spoke to me in specific because I really do like the type of games where you have to go through like the detective sort of games, like a Phoenix Wright, or even like I think of Who Done It, stuff like the Danganronpa series. I mean, I like the mystery, I like the intrigue and stuff like that. And this is like an old school like 1980s sort of like flair in regards to the way you get to do things. Obviously, this has been remastered to appeal more to like
currently.
give it up to speed to the West and see what made those games great back then
Yeah,
as and present it now. I mean, I'm honestly excited to where that's going to lead because now we're seeing examples Nintendo not only just get Fire Emblem, but also a freaking like this Famicom Disk System stuff. I just hope one of these days that they'll actually go and do Mother 3.
Yeah,
You know,
dude, I was thinking today. I'm like, I'm like, we were just joking around about Reggie having Mother 3 this whole time. Like, what if it happens? What if Reggie just popped up and like Mother 3? I'm like, did we just will into existence? That's what I wanted.
could you
That
just
would have been fucking
imagine him
awesome.
coming out of retirement just say, "Here you go,
Yeah,
motherfuckers, Mother
he just
3.
walks.
Now leave me the
I just
fuck
want him like,
alone."
I just want him to walk out and then like, and just say, like, walk onto like they just show like a green screen and it's just nobody's standing there and he just walks out. He's like, Mother 3. He just walk kind of like with when the PlayStation did like the thing when Dreamcast came out and it was like 250 or $300 or whatever it was, and then PlayStation literally their E3 presentation was they walked down and said 199.99 and the guy literally just walked off the stage and they got a
That
standing
was from the
ovation.
original PlayStation.
Yeah, the
It was the original
yeah,
PlayStation in answering the Sega
the
Saturn.
Sega Saturn, that's what it was. Yeah. Like I want that. I just like that's all I want. It's just like that's all they need to do. Don't even need to say anything else. Don't even need, like we don't need gameplay. Just Mother 3, acknowledge it, and then just walk off. That'd be perfect.
Could you just imagine people's reactions on their YouTube, on YouTube or something, just watching that? All of a sudden, they see Reggie pop up. It's like, why is Reggie pop up? And all of a sudden, he just says Mother 3. Like,
Yeah, yeah. It's like when you watch like it's like sometimes when you just want to feel alive, you know. I like to go back. I like to watch like they have a Nintendo store in New York, and they'll show people watching the direct live, and it's like you watch like the one
oh
where they
yeah,
announced Smash Ultimate the first time we see Splatoon, and you see the logo in the Splatoon girl's eyes, like
oh for
yeah, like
Smash,
people like
yes.
freak out, or when Joker got announced, like to see the reactions. Like sometimes when you want to feel alive, guys, you want to get the juices flowing. Just go on YouTube and like just click up that shit. It's the best. Like
Those type of moments, Nintendo create like. Is it the one company, the one gaming company that create moments like that where it's just like a fucking magical moment? It's like all of a sudden it's like something is announced where you didn't even think was going to happen. All of a sudden it just blows everything out of the
yeah,
water.
yeah, yeah, exactly. But yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think the Famicom stuff, like, I think it's also we're seeing like a resurgence in that kind of that those games, where I mean, they're really popular. Like I think Game Grumps has done a lot of that too. Where like they're constantly doing games like this, like that's and they're like
Yes.
huge views for them. So it's yeah, it's just like it's kind of it's there's definitely a our audience for these now. So yeah, Outer Wilds is coming to Switch in the summer, which I think is on Game Pass. It's a lot of people consider it one of the best games of 2019. One of those games I just never got a chance to play. But I want to check out. If it's still on there. I need to just download, check it out. A Nintendo 3DS title, Miitopia. It's not dead, Gables. It's coming back. May 21st, 2021. It's a game where like me avatars, you battle enemies, travel different worlds, build homes, make relationships, and others. This game, which I believe was like a $20 title on 3DS, and it was terrible. The
Uh-huh.
reviews were awful for this game. 49.99 Gables.
I don't know what in the world they did differently from when it released in the
I don't
3DS,
know.
but this game this game was not well received back then, but at the same time, there was a lot of fun to be had with some bits and portions of it, like very weird portions of it. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh. I'm trying to remember to see if like I actually did play
Uh,
that, and I'm thinking to myself,
Fuck no, I
no,
wouldn't. If it,
no, I
I was
didn't.
trying to think. I'm like, was that a free game that was they gave us on 3DS? So they just bring it over and then like, oh no, they charge for it. Like that's that we're in that weird time where it was like the Wii U was dead. We knew the
Yeah,
NX was
and the
coming,
3DS was keeping everything
but it was
on.
like
Everything
the
was kind
3DS.
of tied
Even
everything
like we were
over.
getting that Metroid Hunter game, the Federation Force game, and like the
Yeah,
weird Link's the Zelda Triforce Hero. Like we're in that weird in between phase, where, like between the Wii U being officially dead and before the Switch got revealed. And it's like this was one of those games. It's just like man, it's like, and I've been thinking about a lot. Like okay, like like this week even before they even announced the direct, I'm like okay, well like 3D World's out now. We're out of big Wii U ports that you can do other than the Zelda HD remakes, which we'll get into here in a little bit. Um, but I was like, I mean, what's the plan to kind of fill in those pockets of dead zone? And we've seen last year where it's like when we didn't have when I mean COVID obviously affected them like they do everybody else, but it's like I had Pikmin and we had the 3D All Stars game, but it's like other than that we didn't have a lot. So like now then
no,
we had 3D World and like okay what are we gonna do to fill in like they've been using those ports to like and spreading them out over years to, I mean, almost 40 years of the life of the Switch to fill in those blank spots. And it's like, what are they going to do to help? Because I know the game. I know I don't expect their in-house developers or even their partners that they have to help give them like those second party games to fill in and constantly give us a constant flow like we've been used to. Like we've been 2017, 2018, 2019, we were spoiled by just a plethora of great new games on the Switch and ports of from Wii U. It's like, is this where we're at now? We're I mean, no disrespect to the Famicom detective games, but I'm like, are we at the point now where we're porting over terrible 3DS games and Famicom detective games? I mean, like I said, I'm sure those games, the detective games, are great, but it's like, are we at this point now where we're just like, are we, like Triforce Heroes? Is that what we're gonna do to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Zelda? We're gonna port that to fucking Switch
Mm.
now? Is that what's next, Gables? Is that what we're getting for
Well,
Metroid?
if rumors are to be believed and stuff, I don't think it's going to be
I
Triforce
don't.
Heroes, but
I'm
rumor has it that it's probably going to be like maybe the Phantom Hourglass
Oh,
series.
fuck off. No, fuck that. No, fuck off. I don't want those. Fuck those games. I hate those games. I remember being so excited for the Wind Waker sequel. I bought that fucking game. I bought the fucking hardback book guide for it because that's how excited I was for this fucking thing. And that game,
Yeah, I still got those books, honestly. The Phantom Hourglass and like Spirit Tracks. I got both of those games, both their
fuck those
guides.
games, man. Fuck those. I know Justin like. I think Justin likes Spirit Tracks, but fuck that. Phantom Hourglass was garbage. Uh,
You just imagine it just rolling over right now, just like hearing you talk
oh
about
yeah, no, I'm gonna
it.
get a text from him later. We've been texting back and forth all day. We were texting back and forth between during the direct, and at one point I sent the gif of the guy. It's like the surfer dude saying, "Bro, I'm totally not having a good time right now." That was me about 35 minutes in this direct, which we'll get into here in a little bit. Why I was not having a good time, but if some of these things that were talked about as a reason, yet that's why. Next up, Super Mario items will be added to Animal Crossing New Horizons, coming February 25th. You know what, Gables? I'm boycotting this game. I will not play Animal Crossing during this event, strictly because they didn't
Oh,
put
yeah.
Waluigi is not in here.
No Waluigi
No
items
Waluigi.
anywhere
No,
inside
they
there.
got Wario, they got Peach, they got Mario, they got Luigi. No Waluigi.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
I mean, I don't own the game. I never plan on playing the game anyways, but I'm boycotting. Fuck it. Boycott. But when are we gonna stop with the disrespect? We got a fucking year Luigi, which I'm a Luigi guy. I grew up the Luigi guy. Whenever we played Mario Brothers, I always wanted to be Luigi, even when it was only one player. I just want to be Luigi. When I played uh, Mario Kart when I was a kid, always pick Luigi. Still do. Always pick Luigi.
Huh.
Well, Waluigi. No, Waluigi. Then Mario Tennis. We got not a good game. It's not a great game. Mario Tennis came out on the Switch a couple years ago. Waluigi,
Okay.
badass guy, best character. Anytime I play fucking Mario Party, Waluigi, all the time, because he's number one. That's why. And it's bullshit. The disrespect that we get for Waluigi all the time. Where the fuck's our year, Waluigi? Hmm. Where's Waluigi World or Waluigi Land or whatever the fuck you want to call it? Fuck that.
Waluigi's Bridal
Fuck his
Pixie.
fat brother Wario. Jesus Christ. I just want it. Just give me it. Why? Fuck.
Waluigi watched this you get married.
Fucking.
I'm sorry, that's an old Proton John joke from his like Fortune Street things with the Runaway Guys. But
Is this Animal Crossing stuff game go back to the game?
honestly, it's enough of like a consistency where I'm kind of interested in now playing a little bit more of Animal Crossing New Horizons because it's like it's something new, it's something fun, it's something that we've been fans of the game have been wanting to see more of actual Nintendo parties, franchises inside represented inside the game. Now I'm kind of waiting to see if they'll actually put some Zelda stuff inside of it because I've been kind of creating my own type of Zelda stuff
Yeah.
inside
Oh.
the game.
Yeah, I imagine we'll get something throughout the year, for him. But I mean, we're at the end of the year of Mario birthday
Yeah,
thing, so imagine we won't get anything till I imagine like because technically the Mario anniversary goes till March 31st, so imagine sometime after
true.
that we'll hear something. Next up, Ninja Gaiden Master Collection. It's coming to Switch. It's got Ninja Gaiden Sigma, Sigma 2, and Ninja Gaiden 3, Razor's Edge. And it's coming June 10th. And then Hyrule Warriors Age of Calamity. We're getting the expansion pass for that. They'll feature 2 waves of content. It was like a little scissor reel, and then a 2 second screenshot of everything that's coming to it, which didn't give you enough time to read everything that was coming to it. But it was basically more characters, more weapons, shit like that. It didn't seem like any reason. Like there wasn't any like there was like new like challenges and stuff, but it didn't look like there's any new missions or story content. Fall Guys is coming to Switch summer 2021. Um, so I gotta imagine it's. I don't think it's official on Xbox yet. I know it's on Game Pass for PC, but it's not on um, Xbox yet. I don't believe. So imagine that'll be coming to all the consoles here soon. We'll have crossplay and all that fun jazz. Star
Yeah.
Wars Hunters was announced for Switch. It's a new free-to-play squad-based online shooter by Zynga that is set between Return of the Jedi and Force Awakens. It's coming in 2021. I mean, we didn't see. There was it was literally like a 15-second trailer, 26-second trailer here. Looking at the time for it, and I don't. I have no real opinion on this.
I have never, dude. I have never been more turned off by a trailer. From like, I've never been more turned off by a trailer where you have Star Wars, right, and the concept seems interesting. All of a sudden, you see Zionga
Yeah.
right there. I'm like, oh no,
Yeah.
this is gonna
Right.
be a freaking microtransaction
Yeah.
leading game. I'm like,
And then
no.
it's free to play shooter on Switch. Okay. This game
Ugh.
we were just talking about Knockout City. Speaking of bad trailers, coming out of the game, it's gonna just come out and die and go away. I mean, it's Star Wars. There'll be more juice to it than that, but yeah, I don't understand that. And then Phil Jackson gets his own game. It's called the Triangle Strategy. Uh, kidding.
Project Triangle
Yeah.
Strategy.
Did I lost my shit when I saw that name. I'm like, this is fantastic. I love this. I told Justin that Nintendo or that Square Enix should name every game from now on. Like I don't care if it's an Xbox,
God.
PlayStation, fucking Zynga, whoever. They are in charge. They just and I don't want you to give them a full rundown on what it is. I want like Twitter rules. 280 characters. Explain this game to me. We'll make the title. Boom. There's a title. Go with it. And that's how it is.
Oh my god.
It's like Octopath Traveler.
We go from Project Octopath
Yeah.
Traveler to like
Yeah,
Project
which
Triangle.
Octopath Traveler was the Project Octopath was the working title when it was announced, and it's like, and they're saying this is a working title. No, it's fucking not. No, it's not. It's just gonna be called Triangle Strategy,
No.
and I hope it is. If they change it and it's actually like a title that like it's actually a good title, it's gonna be garbage. It's fuck that. It's Triangle Strategy is the name of this fucking game.
Dude, first thing I saw from this trailer, it looked like a freaking Final Fantasy Tactics
Well-
game, dude. Like another Final Fantasy Tactics.
Gables.
And I was
It's
all
not
up in
tactics.
that, dude.
It's not tactics. It's Triangle.
Final Fantasy Triangle Strategy.
Well, I want that. I just want a Final Fantasy Triangle game. They're gonna remake it. Just call it Final Fantasy Triangles. We're just gonna recreate. They created this whole genre of tactics games, but they just change. We're changing. We're not gonna change the game, guys. We're gonna change the name.
You just see them just create a Final Fantasy game. It's just like a Final Fantasy with just nothing but triangles.
I'm gonna go back.
Just triangles, family triangles.
I'm gonna go play Gears Triangle here soon. The Triangle strategy game. So great.
It's Final Fantasy 7, but they're all triangles.
Oh my god, that'd be so great. Like some weird like mod, but it's actually the game.
It's just Sephiroth with triangles, like a triangle sword being cloud with a
It's so
triangle.
weird.
fucker.
I love them so much. We don't deserve Square Enix, or whoever makes the names. We don't deserve them. They deserve more money, whoever they are. But there's a
We have to admit that name is definitely like meme worthy.
oh yeah, it's great. I mean, they know. They gotta know. I hope they know. Actually, I hope they don't know. I hope they think like Triangle Strategy, guys. Just fucking go for it. Like it's just, and it's like I hope they like think it's like we love it because it's legitimately awesome. Like in all like in the ways like oh, that's a great fucking title. That's a really good title. But like really, we're just like laughing at it, but also at the same time we respect it. But really, it's like it's a weird thing we're in here where it's like we're laughing at them, but also we love them for it as well. You know.
Just watch. This is now a series of just project titles.
Yeah, I hope this is just what they do. I you know, it's like I'm kind of pissed off. And it's weird that they did this the week before Bravely Default 2 comes out. It's like
They did
it's
that.
like,
Yes, they did.
why are we're announcing this now right before our other game that looks A different game, I know, different franchise, I know, but the art style very similar. A lot of people thought Octopath Traveler initially was the next Bravely Default game. I thought it was when they
Yeah.
announced it at the Switch launch event or live whatever it was in January 2017. It's just like we're doing this, and also there's a demo out today. So and this game isn't coming until 2022. So yeah, and it's not a sequel to Octopath Traveler, which oh man, Octopath Traveler semicolon Triangle Strategy. God, rolls off the tongue. I love this. I love this. I love this. I don't want to play the game at all. Although the game looks fucking great. It's just I just want I love the look of their games. I want to love these games just based off the looks. I can't get into them. But yeah, I don't have much more to say on that other than that. But uh, game of the show, game of the show, just name of the show rather. Uh, but the real game of the show, Gables, Rush Limbaugh died for us to have this game.
Oh
Mario
my
Golf
God, here
Super
we go.
Rush. It got announced coming June 25th. They announced there's going to be a speed golf multiplayer mode, motion controls, a story mode, and a lot more. What was your thoughts, Gables, when you
Dude,
saw this?
I can tell you what my brain did when I first saw this thing. I'm like, you have the dude, you have the president of like Nintendo or something like that, just going through his introduction. Okay, here's the next game, and all of a sudden I just see Mario ride the golf team. I'm like, Mario Golf? Holy crap! It's another
Yeah,
Mario Golf. Mario Golf. Mario Golf. I can't. Yes, another Mario Golf. It's like this. Wait a minute. This was on GameCube.
yeah,
It's just my mind just going like literally like 80 miles per second, just trying to freaking process the fact that oh my god, we're getting another Mario Golf game on console since the fucking
yep,
GameCube.
yeah,
I love it.
yeah. I'm looking forward to this because like I liked the one that was on 3DS, but it had
Yes.
that weird like it's $20 or $30, but you had like you have to pay an extra $10 to get all the extra like all the shit you actually want. It's like a weird like I mean
Yeah.
like I said like Nintendo was doing some weird shit back in that time. They were
This gave me this game though, this Mario Golf game. And sorry to
no,
cut
you're
you
fine,
off
man.
there, but it gave me vibes of the Game Boy Advance Mario Golf game, which that's not bad, in that regards. But it seems like it's a little bit more involved than say what it was than that. Even I mean, that was purely a That's clearly like a single player experience on the Game Boy Advance. This has that aspect of it, but the whole the whole above and beyond stuff, the new modes, the whole speed golf mechanic where you basically can play golf as fast as you possibly
Yeah,
can, racing other golfers and doing that stuff. This actually looks legitimately fun. Plus, you can play as Waluigi. And after that, it's like this is what I want to play. I want to play another fun Mario Golf game, because the GameCube one, man, and I'm not just saying this to saying this, but the character that I did play the most inside the GameCube version of Toadstool Tour was Waluigi.
as you should, as you should.
I'll tell you why, because every time that you hold a button, every when you do like a birdie or something, he does this little Michael Jackson like.
He's the best. Waluigi. We don't
Oh
deserve
my
him.
god.
I wonder. I like to think that Waluigi is the guy that names all the Square Enix games. That's, maybe that's why he's not in a lot. He's not in enough games because he's too busy naming Square Enix games.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I love this. I'm so excited for it. I'm hopeful for it. And it's like, did we mention story modes? Like, no, you didn't. But I'm really happy that you mentioned story mode.
I'm intrigued.
But it's like I'm also thinking about like I'm getting flashbacks to that tennis game that we had a few years ago. Where it's just like I was so pumped because I like the Mario tennis game. I like the Mario sports games in general. Like I love strikers. Give me fucking strikers next too, please, while we're at it. Um, but the Mario tennis game like I mean it's better than the Wii U one we got for sure. But that's like they were really pimping out that and talking up the story mode for that. And that story mode was garbage. It was terrible. Um, and I mean, the game was great, like otherwise, but it was like, and they had some cool tournaments. And online was fine, but it was just like there wasn't a lot to do outside that story mode, really. And other than online multiplayer, which is fine, but it's like online multiplayer with Nintendo games isn't the best, obviously. But uh, I'm hoping that the story mode is better than uh, what we got from the the tennis one. And also, I hope I don't have to use
Well,
the Mii character because that's what they showed, and that's gonna be a bummer. Just let me be Waluigi.
well, I'll tell you this though. It's like if they go with the classic one, the classic how Mario Golf was, say for Game Boy Color and Game Boy Advance, to where you get to face off against all the Nintendo characters and stuff like that in sort of different type of golf tournaments based upon like a specific cups and this and that, for the Mario Golf game for the single player stuff, on top of training a lot of the aspects of your accuracy, your power shots, your approach, your this and that and stuff. I'm going to be happy because that's one of the biggest enjoyments I got playing Mario Golf back then, because it was basically a golf RPG
Yeah.
to where I can not only pick my character, make them however I wanted, and all of a sudden just train the specific aspects in order to beat specific characters and stuff. So I'm very excited about this new Mario Golf.
Yeah, I hope. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think it's gonna be a good game to play, but it's just like I'm worried it's gonna be one of those games that like I look at, like I said, the Mario tennis game we got. I look at Splatoon, look at games like Arms, where it's like really excited to play these games. The games look great, but the content really isn't enough there to keep me going. It's like after a week and a half, I don't play it again. And like that's what I don't want from this game. I want to like this game. I don't expect this to be a game I go back to every day for months on end, but I hope there's enough content there, enough to make me want to come back to keep playing it over time.
That's
Like a
understandable.
game like Mario Kart, stuff like that, or like Smash Bros. Like it's a game I constantly want to go back to, keep playing. And it's like really, I mean, if to make the story mode really, just fucking copy what we get from like Mario Kart. It just seems like I just want like tournaments. Give me the 4-day tournament like you get in real life, but in Mario Golf, give me plenty of different courses to play. And keep it interesting like that. I'd be happy with that. Like just just do that. I mean, I don't need a like full fledged like story with the villain. I don't really care about all that. I just want like I said, tournaments and like we have the cups, but with tournaments. Um, Next up, we had uh, I always fuck his name up. Eiji Onanuma uh, popped up,
Yeah.
and Gables. I don't know about you,
Mm.
but I was jizzing my pants. I was like, oh my god, it is
I
happening.
actually, what's kind of hilarious is like I actually had a collective gasp when I see Eiji Aonuma just pop a random screen. Like, oh wait,
Yeah,
whoa, wait, what's going to
it's
go on
happening,
here?
boys. It's happening. It's time. We're getting it. Breath of the Wild 2. We're getting some shit. And immediately he was like, I'm assuming when you guys saw me, you're expecting Breath of the Wild 2. And I was like, are you titty fucking me right now? Are you fucking with me? You knew, you acknowledged the fact that you knew that's exactly where we're gonna go. You couldn't have come out and said before the direct, no Breath of the Wild 2. And maybe in our heads we're just like, oh shit, maybe we will. And that's on us. But if you would have came out and said, hey, but also it's on you because you guys lie constantly. This direct was supposed to only focus on the first half of the year, and we had multiple 2022 titles announced and games coming out
Yeah.
after July, um, or after June rather. So it's like, yeah, you fucks. Anyways, fucking goddamn Skyward Sword HD got announced, and you can use buttons. So now I gotta fucking play this goddamn game. Comes out July 16th. What'd you think, Hills?
I'll be perfectly honest with you. When he went through and showed like the Skyward Sword HD and stuff, and it looks fine and everything until they showed that you can actually use the right analog stick for the sword slashes and everything else, and I'm like, that fucking makes a lot of
Mm,
sense. I actually want to play this
mm.
game now. I tried playing Skyward Sword with the motion controls, the Wii Motion Plus. I did try it. I played it for an hour, and I never went back to it.
Justin's rolling over in his, I guess he's not dead, couch right now, or wherever the hell he's sitting. He might be sitting in his break room. I don't know fucking know what he's doing right now. Justin has sworn up and down about this game for a decade to me, and I
Yeah.
have promised him for a decade, if they fucking put this game out with buttons, I'll play it. And god damn it, they fucking did it. Now I gotta fucking play this fucking game, and I don't want
You
to
gonna
play it.
play it? I'm gonna play it
I don't
too.
want to
It's
play it.
gonna be a fresh experience for
God, this
both
is
of
gonna
us.
suck, Gables. It's gonna suck so bad. I am not looking forward to
Well, I'll
this.
tell you what. I like that they announced that and they went and AJ Numa said beforehand, it's like, hey, we'll have more news upon this game, like Breath of the Wild 2 towards the end of the
Yeah,
year. Honestly, I'm not even mad. I understand that they got to go through their rigmarole and stuff in order to make this game more polished before
yeah,
release,
yeah,
or even reveal of what the gameplay is going to be, because we don't even know the gameplay aspect of it
yeah.
any longer. But at the same point, Zelda's 35th anniversary, I want to
Yep.
say, and we got an HD remaster of Skyward Sword. It looks good. The visual fidelities were upgraded and stuff. I actually have the abilities now just to play with buttons. I mean, that made me in and of itself excited.
Yeah.
So I want to experience that game when it does uh, release. But did they actually give a
July
date when it was going to
16th.
release? July
Yeah.
16th. That's
I will.
right.
I
So
do want those fucking Joy Cons though.
those Joy Cons look
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah. I want to get those. I have like the on my. You can't see it on my on the Twitch stream here, but I have like my Switch and I have like the LED lights in front of it, and it's
Uh
actually the
huh.
Breath of the Wild logo. And like it changes colors on. So it's like that's gonna look fucking sick next to my Switch or on my Switch.
But let me tell you something. This is the second time. This is the second time when Skyward Sword first released. You actually had an edition where you could collect and have a golden
Oh
Wiimote.
yeah.
This is Skyward Sword gets released again, special edition Joy
Yeah.
Cons that come alongside it. That's
Yeah.
crazy, but I love it. I want those Joy Cons.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm probably gonna have to buy those now. Even though I got 6 of them and I don't use any of them, I'm probably gonna buy them. Yeah, I never use them. Like the only time I think I ever use them was like Mario Party, and that's because
Do you have them like hung up individually on the wall and stuff? Okay, which one am I gonna use
yeah.
today?
No, I'm not. No, I 4 of them are literally in my fucking controller shelf in my little drawer I have over
uh,
here, and then I have the red and blue. I have do I have more? I have red and blue. I have the 2 gray ones. And then I have the
right.
Mario Party one that was like, let me look at it. Yeah, it's like the light green and
Isn't that one?
yellow one.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
I want to get the just the Waluigi purple one, but I don't want to just buy just one. It's like because it's like $40. It's like yeah, this is stupid. But anyways, yeah, I really want those. I gotta resist buying them because they're just gonna sit there. But anyways, yeah, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how I feel, but it's like using the right analog stick is probably the best way to actually be able to port this game and use buttons. I get that. I'm not super jazzed though about this game coming out just because. I mean, more so not jazzed because I now have to play this game uh, more than anything because I just don't want to. But yeah, I mean, like yeah, like it's great that they're doing the Mario Party. Jesus Christ, the Breath of the Wild 2. That it says it's gonna be talked about later this year, which I'm excited for. I'm not bummed. I'm not upset about maybe like hoping that it would come out soon. I mean, obviously, I want it as soon as possible, but yeah, like I understand like shit happens, and then it's like it's not a Zelda game if it doesn't get delayed like 16 times, or take
That's
5 years after they announce it to actually release it. Um,
true. So true too.
so it's probably just like you know what if we announced it way too early, but if we don't give a release date for it, we can't like we're not getting dinged for delaying it. So let's just not show it for 2 fucking years. Anyways, because it was shown off in June 2019. It is now February 2021. February 2020. Where the fuck's this game? A lot of people keep saying like, oh well, E3 time. I'm like, okay, we don't even know E3's happening this year. We don't even know. Like, we didn't get shit. We didn't get a direct all of last year. We got no Nintendo news
True.
until September of last year, other than Animal Crossing, which we
That's
knew
very
about before
true.
the pandemic. Like we had nothing other than what like they did like a random trailer drop for Paper Mario. That was it. That's all we had. And then we
Yep.
had fucking the Mario uh, fucking 3DS All Star or whatever bullshit. 3D All Stars in September. That was all we had. And then Partner Directs. So yeah, I don't know. And then so a lot of people were bringing up. I saw about what are the other HD remakes. I'm kind of like my was thinking. I was like, okay, makes sense. Maybe they can like like where I was saying like they're running out of ports that they can do from Wii U. And
True.
it makes sense that do this one first because this is like the one. And they even talked about like this was the one that like this was like kind of like where the like a lot of the stuff that like made Breath of the Wild great, like the original ideas came from this game, which a lot of people talk about. Like those ideas were great, like it was cool. Those ideas were there, but it wasn't fully fleshed out. Breath of the Wild is where it's fleshed out. Um, so that's kind of like they're kind of jazzing like this was like the prequel in a way, gameplay wise, to Breath of the Wild, which I mean, good way to
Right.
upsell your
I can
good
see
way to
that.
upsell the worst Zelda game ever made, including the CDI games. Um, just trying to fucking piss people off at this point. But anyways, yeah. So I mean, whatever. But anyways, I was seeing people put a couple people like that, like they were like leaking news about like the 3D All Star stuff last year, and like a lot like and there are people that released like leaks and rumors stuff like that before about Nintendo stuff, and for the most part been correct. And I can't remember the guy's name, but he said for those of you upset about um, not seeing the Twilight Princess Wind Waker HD collection, you won't have to wait too much longer. So I'm assuming that. And then somebody else posted,
Ooh,
if you want Wind Waker or Twilight Princess, just wait a couple months. I'm assuming that means those games are coming in a couple months, but I won't be surprised. I wonder if that means that maybe they're gonna in a couple months they're gonna like maybe if there's a direct say, because now who knows like, now we're in this weird gray area where it's like for a long time we didn't know if directs are dead or not, and now we're at this time where it's like or is this coming back to it could be a regular thing where we had a direct every 6, 8, 10 weeks? Like where we at? Or it's just and time will tell. Well, I mean, I don't think we'll even know really until the probably towards the end of the year, like kind of where we are with directs. Where
true.
like if it's gonna get back to like we had five, maybe like five actual directs, and maybe we had a few like game specific ones throughout the year or whatever, or mini directs, shit like that. So who knows how this is gonna work out, but like maybe maybe in May or June, if say assuming say there's an E3 style direct in June, maybe they announced those there. But I was like thinking like, oh, they can easily spread this out over like a year where they can like release announce Skyward Sword now, release it in July, and then in September announce, hey, uh, Wind Waker or Twilight Princess is coming in uh, I don't know, say November, January, whatever, and then bam, that comes out,
Yeah.
and then a month or two later, announce the other one, and then that comes out. Like I'm like, you can easily like say, assuming let's just say Breath of the Wild 2 doesn't come out in the next 12 months, so we're talking April or later, 2022. It's like you can easily spread this out, like assuming Nintendo's keeping this calendar of, um, you know, March April 1st to March 31st as being the anniversary year. Uh, like you can easily like release this in July, release the other one in like October, and then release the other one in fucking um, February or something. I don't know, but I mean we're also seeing where like they're putting games out in June and July now, so it's like they can put them out whenever. But it's like a good way of like maximizing sales, not cannibalizing themselves with like announcing all of them right now, and then but then also spreading them out. Where it's like, well, I'm just gonna wait for that one. Like where people are maybe fiending for a new Zelda game, or maybe not a new game, but just fiending for Zelda in general. And it's like, boom, here you go. Here's Skyward Sword, a game that came out 10 years ago that didn't sell super great as far as like as far as Wii games go. Or like you look at a lot of those like every Zelda, every like we talk about New Super Mario Brothers, Mario Kart, Twilight Princess, uh, um, Mario Galaxies. They were selling 20, 30 million plus copies, and this game came out.
Yep.
I think it sold like 10 million copies. Like that's it's like this was like the swan song of the Wii, where the Wii was already on its way. It was already
It
done.
basically was.
Yeah, it was a swan song, but at that point, I felt like it seemed like most people were just already like done with Wii, and it's like yeah.
Yep.
So it's like, and including me, like I was done with Wii. So I mean, in a way, like it's exciting because it's almost like a new game, but it's also like there's so much baggage from this game where it's just like, fuck, But I don't know. I don't know. I hope. I think it'd be awesome, like to put those games out there. But I'll have all three of them out there eventually. But I mean, what's your thoughts on them doing Skyward Sword first and possibly having all three HD collection games coming out this year?
I think announcing the Skyward Sword HD remaster, it's I definitely announcing that thing first was a good idea, only because there had been rumors surrounding this particular remaster for months now, and going through and seeing how much they actually went through to not only get the controls working to where you could actually play it, like have like options just to play it like on with just buttons and this and that. I think that was the most important to showcase first, because it gets people more excited on the 10-year anniversary of that game's release, but also it correlates with the 35th anniversary of Legend of Zelda series. And honestly, if Twilight Princess and Wind Waker do end up coming out on the Switch, I mean, hell, that's even better. I mean, I'd love to get those on the freaking Switch, even though I have both on the Wii U
Yeah,
and on their respective releases.
yeah. I'd hope to have more. Honestly, for the 35th anniversary, and then I mean I know it's like they're probably done. I mean, like they talk about the Pikmin 3 Deluxe was done for like a year or two, and they're just waiting to put it out. And they was just like waiting for like a spot where they had nothing, and finally they came out late October last year. And I imagine the same
Yep.
thing with these two games. I imagine even with like Skyward Sword, it's the same thing. It's probably been done for a while and just waiting for this time to put it out. Um, but I don't know. I want more from like I feel like the Mario 35th anniversary, and it's so weird to like celebrate like the 30 like I get like 10, 20, 25. It's like I don't know. I feel like after like I don't know. It's hard to like. I mean, I guess you don't want to wait till 50, but it's like it feels weird. Like I don't expect them to celebrate every 5 years of their their anniversary or whatever. But I don't know.
Right.
I feel like the Mario anniversary wasn't all that great. Where it's like, all right, we got 3D All Stars, but it's kind of like it wasn't a very
Yeah.
good port. It was just like, and it was like very. It felt like a very lazy way to celebrate like its thing.
Yeah, there's definitely aspects of it that felt like an
Yeah,
afterthought, though. It basically was the excuse just to get like ports of the respective games on the Switch in order for me to get like a cheap sell sort of thing for that directional that time frame.
yeah,
I mean, that's all well and good, but they had to eventually release some little bit of updates just to correct certain controls things, especially for like Mario
yeah,
64,
exactly.
because some of that was like messed around with in terms of some of the camera stuff that was not present inside the original game, so people had to go with that sort of aspect. Plus, for speedrunners, that whole aspect that they couldn't speedrun the game like they did because the Super Mario 64 version was taken upon like a later release, like patch from the Japanese version, and so you could not go through the same type of glitches that you could to try to speedrun the game from like the American release or something of that
Yeah.
sort, from what I've come to understand. But
Okay.
yeah, there were definitely improvements that Nintendo could have made that would have helped that collection a bit more, especially if they had aspects of I don't know, maybe having Galaxy 2 on there, maybe like getting like a whole bunch of that Nintendo flair in terms of supporting instead of just being like a bare bones, almost like a DVD
Yeah.
collection that just has a simple menu system and this and that, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I mean, like, I don't want to sit there and say I expect everything, but it's like, I hope we get more
Uh,
than just the HD collections ported to the Switch. Where it's like two of them were already
right.
ports, so we're just porting the port. One, I mean, Skyward Sword maybe that's good, and like, I mean, if we get Breath of the Wild in that time frame, then I'll shut up about it. But it's like I want if we're looking at like getting old school classic games brought to the Switch, it's like I hope I mean I know we have we have the online stuff with Super Nintendo, but it's like I would love it if we can get like like the Oracle games. I'd love it if we put those on. Like maybe not even do like the I'm not even talking about like a Link's Awakening like style like update. Even though I love that. Like those are two games I've talked about a while previously when we were talking about like predictions for 2021 for Nintendo about a month ago. Where it's like I would love it if they gave them like a remaster or remake feel on the Switch. Like just put them like put the Game Boy Color
Dude.
version, just port them to the Switch. Like I would love that because like I played Minish Cap like 6 years ago on the Wii U when because they had Game Boy Advance games on there. It's like I fucking love that game. I'd love to have a chance to go back and play those games. It's like because I
Oh
like.
yeah, if they remaster.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, anyway, it's like if well, just a little piggyback off the whole like remastering potentially like Oracle Seasons of Oracle of Ages. I mean, I could see them potentially doing like a remaster of those two games in specifics. I mean, it makes a lot of sense. You already have the engines for like Link's Awakening, that artistic style, but there are a couple different things about that series of games that would be much more interesting in terms of not just conceptual style, but I'm not too sure if you're aware of this, but back in the day, Oracle of Seasons and Oracle of Ages, that was supposed to be a
Yeah, I remember
trilogy.
there's a third one got canceled or something, didn't it?
Yes, the like it was like pretty much like the different parts of the Triforce, you know, wisdom, courage, and
Yeah,
power. And the power one never got fully finished inside of fruition. So they ended up doing a remaster. Obviously, all of that content inside of one cartridge would absolutely make a lot of sense. in that regards. And that'll be interesting if they actually went back to the drawing board and got some of that concepts and redo or do something in regards to that one missing element of it. But I could also see maybe for the 35th anniversary, have like a remaster of not like a complete remaster of A Link to the Past. That would be interesting.
Yeah,
That the original
yeah, like you
games.
said, like I love that engine, that art style they used for. I didn't love Link's Awakening. I have my problems with it. I really like that game, but there was flaws with that. I felt with that game, but I love that art style. I love what they did with it, and I would hope. I can't remember who made it, but like I would hope to God they give them like. You guys just keep pumping out fucking old school Zelda games in that art style. I love it. I'll play them all. I would, especially Link to the Past, because like it's probably like my second or third favorite Zelda game of all time. Um, probably my second. I think about that. It's close call between Wind Waker and Link to the Past, but in Majora's Mask. Um, yeah, I mean, I'm all for that, and I don't think. I mean, like I said, I don't think. I mean, it's probably too soon. But you're talking about September 2019 is when Link's Awakening came out.
Right.
Probably too soon to put one of those out. But I'd love it if that eventually does happen. But like, even just a simple port of, like, just put, like we had Game Boy Advance games on the Wii U, like, we had 64 games on the Wii U.
Why not put
It's so
exactly?
baffling.
Why
They
not
have
put Game Boy
it's it,
games on that freaking
it's
app?
so crazy.
On like an
Like
NES.
they are so good about making us rebuy shit like for the millionth time.
Mm-hmm.
But then it's like shit that we're like begging for to buy for the millionth time, and they won't give it to us. Like those oh man, just give us Pokemon Snap, give us the old Mario Kart games, give us fucking these old Game Boy Advance games or Game Boy Color games. Give us fucking how many millions of copies of the Pokemon Red, Blue, and Yellow they sell when they put it on 3DS? Like we bought those up.
Three different versions,
Yeah,
dude.
like we bought them up like
There's like
crazy.
three different versions of Red and
Yeah,
Blue.
we bought them up like crazy, and they put the Gen 2 out, or not Gen 2, was it Gen 3? Didn't they put Platinum? Not Platinum.
Platinum is Gen 4, but like they have remastered like Gens 1, 2, and 3.
Yeah.
So it's like
Well,
three.
it wasn't
Like
remastered. They
just
just
three
ported them
separate like
over. I thought they did another one on 3DS, like the year after they announced. Was it Gold and Silver they did? They put on 3DS.
Art Gold, Soul Silver. That
Well,
was
no, no,
on
no, no,
the
not talking about a
DS.
remaster. I'm just talking about a port. When they on
Oh,
3DS,
a straight
I
up
think they
port.
put
Yeah, Fire Red and Leaf Green.
but I think they put Gold and Silver as well on 3DS. I can't remember. Did
No,
they not? Okay.
wait,
They just a port.
not on 3DS, but it was on
Yeah, I know, but I
DS.
mean like
And they did have the straight up like Gen 2 games. Yeah, you are right.
okay.
The Game Boy Color
Yeah.
ones, that was just a straight up like Gold, Silver, and
Yeah.
Crystal on the 3DS
That's what I
Virtual
was trying to
Console.
think of. Like we they've done it. Just do it again. Like I'll buy it again. Put it fucking 10
Yeah,
bucks. I'll buy them again.
dude.
It's like I bitch about it, but I'm gonna keep doing it. And it's funny. I see people bitching about the price of the Skyward Sword for 60 bucks. I'm like, you know why it's 60 bucks? Because we're gonna fucking buy it. We're gonna bitch about it. We're gonna fucking buy it.
Well,
And
no
it's like
shit.
I'm not saying I'm not defending Nintendo at all for this. It's bullshit. I mean, maybe it's bullshit. I don't know. I mean, this is for Skyward Sword. Maybe it's different, but it's like, the, I don't know. It's like this game probably should be 40 bucks, honestly.
But the thing about it is, Tyler, it's like the reason why we're so accustomed to spending on Nintendo games like for full retail price is because they hardly ever reduce the
Yeah,
price of their first party
but it's like,
games. And we're so conditioned to buy them at
yeah,
that
but it's like Wind
price.
Waker and Twilight Princess came out for 50 bucks on Wii U. You
Yes.
goddamn right they're gonna put it out for 60 bucks when they come to Switch,
No
and it's
doubt.
literally a
Yeah.
port of a port that they're gonna put out on the Switch, and we're gonna buy it. I'm not. I won't buy Wind Waker as Twilight Princess again. Um, I tried. I did not like. I tried really hard again. I beat Twilight Princess on Wii when it launched, and I didn't care. I liked it, but I didn't love it. Uh, but I tried so hard to play it again on Wii U, and I did not like it. And Wind Waker, I love that game, but I was like, I'm not fully into playing it again. Um, but yeah, I mean, like, but tens of million people are gonna buy that. Those games are gonna sell 10 million copies easily. They will, for sure. But so yeah, it's like we bitch about it, but it's like, I mean, like I bitch about the Metopia thing. That's bullshit. Metopia, you can fucking it's being $50. That's bullshit. That's a terrible game that was $20 on fucking 3DS 6 7 years ago. Now that's horseshit. Like we could bitch about that, but I mean I don't. I mean we probably technically bitch about this being like these games being 60 bucks, but it's like people are gonna buy them. You know, it's like we bitch about the All Star games, but the 3D All Star games, but it's like we bought them and then we raved about how great they were. So it's like whatever. I don't know. Fuck us, you know. Anyways, Pyra and Mithra are coming to Smash Bros. Ultimate. They're coming in March. No actual, just March is all they said. They're the next fighters in the season pass from Xenoblade Chronicles 2. Um, I thought this was a bummer when this was revealed. Um, Another anime sword fighter coming to Smash in a Game Pass or a Game Pass, a what was it called, the game
Fighters
Fighters Pass.
Pass
Thank you.
too.
Um, yeah, I bought both of these and I've been pretty underwhelmed so far by most of especially this second one where it's like we got Minecraft guy, we got Mithra, we got the Arms dude. I just or Min Min from Arms. I'm just like I don't know. It's like
So we've had Min Min, Steve from Minecraft,
yeah,
Sephiroth, and now we got
Pyra.
like Ryza and
Yeah, and
Mithra,
it's like
Pyra and
yeah.
Mithra.
I Seth Roth. I haven't played a chance playing yet, but that one's pretty cool. I've been fairly underwhelmed, but it's just like it's like when they had the last character of the last fighter pass where we had um was it Crom from Fire Emblem. It's like fucking really, all right. It's like it's just like Sakurai came out. Like he's talked about
Oh yeah, Byleth. Yeah.
when he was talking about you know he wanted to have a second Xenoblade Chronicles character in the main game and also an Arms character in the main game. And it's like, well, we couldn't give him the main game, so we're just gonna make you pay for him extra because we couldn't get him done in time. I don't know. I was incredibly pumped when they announced that we're getting 6 new fighters for this. Like, all right, awesome. But it's just like I mean, it's just I don't know. I'm just very underwhelmed by this fighter pass so far. And it's like I think we only
But at
got
the
2
same
left, so
time,
let's just go ahead.
we got two
Yeah.
left. Yes, like I said before, man, it's like yeah, we know about four of them, but we got two more
Yeah.
left. And quite honestly, there's still a lot of potential of what is to come in that regards. I would personally, I looked at the announcement and stuff. I'm like, okay, why is Xenoblade Chronicles 2? And all of a sudden, it's like, okay, she's getting into Smash, like Pyra's getting into Smash. So I mean, the way I think about it, it's like I knew they were going to be going with like a first party character, obviously like a Nintendo character for like first and foremost. I didn't know what, but then it's like, okay, well, they got more representation for Xenoblade Chronicles. I mean, that makes sense because not only did they release the definitive version last year, but it's like there's still a lot of like Xenoblade Chronicles that they still are probably going to be working on. Hopefully, maybe getting Xenoblade Chronicles X like brought over from the Wii U to the Switch. I mean, that would be nice too. But no, just the mechanics of the character in itself. It looks like it almost reminded me of like Zelda and Sheik, to where you have
Yeah.
one character and then transform into another and stuff, and then do like a different types of move sets and this and that. I think it looks fine in and of itself. The announcement itself, I mean, it went over my head obviously because I've never played Xenoblade Chronicles 2. As a matter of fact, when I was looking at this footage, I'm thinking to myself, God damn it, Nintendo, release more copies of Xenoblade Chronicles 2. I actually want to play that fucker for physical form, because the physical form of that damn game is so expensive, more so expensive than than it should be.
It's
But
only
at
on
the
Wii
same
U, right?
time,
It's not on Switch yet.
no, no,
Is it?
no. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 is on Switch, but I'm thinking Xenoblade Chronicles
Oh, X. Okay,
X.
I got you.
That's the
Yeah, I
Wii
remember
U
that
game.
one. Okay.
I think I
No,
misspoke
you're fine. I just
when I
got
said that.
because I mixed them up. X and 2. I mixed them up.
Right, right. But I'm happy that it's a Nintendo character. I kind of wish it was another Nintendo character, but at the same time, we've kind of had it to where we've had a Nintendo character, right, with Min Min, and all of a sudden we got two third party like characters with Minecraft Steve and Sephiroth. Obviously, both of those inclusions are heavily like were very impactful, not only in terms of like bringing forth more representation upon how diverse Smash Brothers is in general and ever expanding and stuff. Then we get like Ryza from Xenoblade Chronicles 2, which obviously that represents more of the niche amount of the fan base for Xenoblade Chronicles in and of itself. Now we're just left to speculate like who else is going to be getting in?
Yeah.
I mean, I think there's going to be another third party character. I humbly believe there's probably going to be another third party character, and they're probably going to save it for the very last choice. I'm thinking that it may be another Nintendo character. It probably may be another Nintendo character that's going to be revealed next. I'm not sure when. Probably by the end of the year, we will probably know who it is. Or if they want to pull what is it, like an Arc System Works sort of or a Bandai sort of thing with Dragon Ball Fighters, they can
Yeah.
like announce the last two fighters of their past and stuff like that on the same trailer. You
Yeah, they've done it
know,
before. They announced like when they were releasing. They did that I think at E3 2019 where they released they had one like coming today. I can't remember who it was. I think it was the second or third one of the first Fighter
mm-hmm.
Pass. And then at the end of the direct, they announced Banjo Kazooie. So they've
Oh
done
my
that
gosh,
before, where
yeah.
they announced. Well, they didn't announce two, but they released one, and the same time they're releasing that one, they announced the next one. So I could, yeah, you may be right. Where like maybe like they do something like that, where they, or maybe that they don't, maybe they announce it, but then when they like release it, they boom, here's the next one.
Oh boy.
I just I don't know. I think it just kind of set the bar so high, especially because we didn't know what to expect with these fighter passes. We were just excited to get more
Yeah.
Smash content, and it's like coming out right away at that Game Awards 2018. And it's like, here's or 2019. Like here's Joker, 2018. Sorry, here's Joker. Bam. It's like totally like what like Joker. There's no Persona game on the fucking Switch right now. Joker's not even gonna be on
Yeah.
Switch until next week for the first time. But he's been on Smash Brothers for 2 years.
Persona 5
Yeah.
Scramble. Yep.
And it's just like you guys set the bar so high. You came out right away. It's like I'm not even a Persona
Oh my
guy, but
god.
it's like that just kind of put a standard. And maybe it's not fair. I don't know, but it's like they set that standard for themselves when they came out with
Oh,
that
they
first
set
one.
that standard, and it's honestly they themselves have set the standard so high with Smash Brothers upon each and every character that's been in there that anything less than that will be considered a
Yeah.
disappointment. And honestly, I know for a fact that a bunch of the fan base looks at the announcement of like Pyra today, and it's like, okay, this is down here.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, yeah, another sword fighter, but all the gimmicks and stuff are pretty decent, in my honest opinion. Switching between one character to another one, different move sets, but at the same time, it's like it's going to be a disappointment for a lot of the hardcore Smash base because they want to see like crazy ass like third party characters or something like that be announced. You know, it's like, oh god, maybe it's Doom Guy, maybe it's
Crash.
Master Chief, maybe it's this or that. You
Yeah.
know, maybe it's Crash Bandicoot, maybe it's Rayman, or you know what, it could be. Could be something we would not be seeing on the left field. It's like, hey, here comes Pong.
Yeah. Yeah. So I don't know. I don't like I don't even know what I want in it, honestly. I just want well, character wise, I don't know what I want, but I just want like different styles. And I know maybe it's too much to ask for it, like, especially with DLC stuff. But it's like like the Minecraft stuff. Like I mean, I wasn't super pumped by it, but I know there's a lot of people that are. But it's like I look at that, like they totally changed the way the game played. Like that's a whole different style way to play
Yes.
the game. It's like that's cool in a way, but it's like I want more stuff like that. Like I don't want any more anime characters with fucking swords. Like I don't want there better not be any more fucking Fire Emblem characters. Nothing like that. Like give me definitely it's ridiculous that there was another fucking Fire Emblem. That's bullshit. Like that was fuck you guys. That was probably one of those things where like it was a Nintendo call, not a Sakurai call. Um,
Right, right. They want to get the latest Fire Emblem character that's inside the game, and now you have so many Fire Emblem characters from not just the original Melee, but from the GameCube generation with
Roy,
like freaking Ike.
yeah,
You know,
Ike,
Ike
yeah.
actually. Martha Roy was the
That's
first
right.
ones, and then it's like
Ike's the third one. That's right.
Ike. Then obviously you have like Lucina and stuff. Plus, oh
Byleth,
god, I'm starting to remember some. Yeah, Byleth is obviously one of them, but there was another one as well,
Prom.
and I think there's Robin, and there's like yeah, there's like basically about seven Fire Emblem characters and stuff in this regards, not not counting like the one that's actually the two that team up with each other. I'm talking about Lucina and like Marth,
Yeah,
I think it is.
yeah, yeah. I don't. I mean, like I said, I don't know what I want, but I just please God no more fucking anime sword fighters. Just stop. Just stop.
And almost the next announcement is like, and here's
Yeah.
Goku. It's like, oh
Well,
god.
Sakurai's already said that Goku's not. I would actually be more okay with Goku, honestly, than anything else. As far as like the stuff you hear pop up a lot, like I mean, that's one of the ones I'd be like, okay, that'd be cool. I'd like Goku in there. It'd be entertaining. But it's like they've already said that. Like Sakurai said because it's not a video game initially. It was a cartoon. It's not allowed. Um,
Dude,
which is weird because no, never mind. Never mind.
watch it be Scorpion from Mortal Kombat.
That'd be badass. Like I'd be all for that. I mean, obviously it wouldn't be as violent. No, I get that. I'm fine with that. But it's like, yeah, I would just, yeah,
Brentalities.
yeah, that'd be awesome. Babalities. He's just Mario turns to Baby Mario. Um, yeah, I don't know. I just want just something different. Stop doing this shit to me. It's like I'm not even. I don't know. I don't even. Like I said, I don't know what I want. Just wow me, please. And then the last but not least, and a very weird trailer. Splatoon 3 was announced. It's coming 2022. They said that in this you're leaving Inkopolis and you're into a desert. Wait, so I'm gonna read this. The reveal trailer showed an inkling in a desert heading to a new city called Splatlands. We also got a glimpse of the new weapons, customization options. Then it looks like the way you enter the map isn't like the old way before we just started at the top of like a ramp. It's kind of more like almost like the battle royale style, where it's like instead of you're not jumping up a plane or somewhere like a float or whatever. You're like launching out of these things, but you can like pick where you land in a way, like the whole team
Right.
can. So it looks different in that, but I don't know. I mean, what's your thoughts on getting Splatoon 3?
Now you see, this was the only game that was spoiled for me, and that was because of the whole tab when I was going onto YouTube when I had to pause a video, and then all of a sudden I see the little it was like Splatoon 3. I'm like, what?
Yeah,
Then of course, yeah, it was that one last game thing right there. And so I'm watching in the trailer, I'm seeing the inkling, you had like a little what it looks like a little dog like character,
yeah,
that follows you around. You get to choose the colors and then I thought that was pretty cute. And then you select in your obvious like attire and colors and this and that. Honestly, I think the concept is pretty cool. You saw like some like new weapons that are being implemented. It seemed like some sort of Gatling gun or some sort of other types of aspects of this maps. I'm highly curious how they're going to go upon like different aspects to make the game feel a bit more fresh in the single player component. But I'm also interested in seeing how they handle the online stuff for their 4v4 stuff. Obviously, it was an introductory trailer, so they wanted to get a grasp of what the setting's going to be, what maybe basic weapon stuff. But I'm highly interested, man. I mean, I'm excited that there's a new Splatoon game, but at the same time, I would have been even more excited if I would have played through Splatoon 2
yeah,
and the Octopaths and like the Octo expansion, which honestly, after seeing Splatoon 3 coming in 2022, it makes me want to play Splatoon 2. And that's something I'll probably do down the line because I'm crazy like
yeah.
that.
Uh, yeah. Like I'm kind of the same way. Like Justin and I were talking. It's like about it because like he was waiting more. Like I ended up like I bashed Splatoon for a long time, the first one, and then I remember playing that like that they had like that weird like open like beta thing, and I'm like, oh, this game is fantastic, and I ended up playing like loving that game. It ended up being one of my top games of the year. I think 2014, and
Oh
yeah,
yeah,
2014, and I was so pumped for Splatoon 2 to come out, but it's like I played so much of Splatoon 1. The time Splatoon 2 came out, I was like, ah, man, it's just more of the same. Like, I didn't feel like
oh
I
my
love that
gosh,
campaign. The first one, I felt the second one was just like it really just felt like my complaint at the time was it just feels like Splatoon 1.5. Even like half of the weapons and the maps were just maps and weapons from the first game into the second one. They had the weird the 2 hour or 4 hour two map rotation thing. I hated, and it's like and they most of the game. I only did like 20 different game modes. Like I feel like too many games have too many different game modes. Like focus on a couple that you're like
yeah.
just focus on the ones that are really good and stick with those. I just want a better. I mean, like this thing they were like that was coming out like a little bit ago about like every game coming out. I think here soon, pretty much after. I think everything after from this point on, Nintendo wise, just has a whole new online system for it. They've been
Yeah,
using the same one since Wii, and they're finally switching over. So hopefully games run better, work better. Um,
there has been some hiccups, and I know that Monster Hunter Rise
that's the
was
first
like
one.
a testing
Yep.
ground, the beta in that regards when that came out was kind of a funny thing about it, Splatoon 2 actually had like, and I believe that this was in large part to the architecture of their new online thing that they're going with Nintendo and stuff. But there's a portion I think in Splatoon 2 that can actually search. It actually has an option where it can search for Windows
Oh
95.
Jesus Christ, that's great.
Dude. So yeah, the architecture system of what they're using is definitely pretty damn
Yeah,
old, but at the same time, if it's better than what they have currently, I mean, I would be happy for that.
yeah. I mean, my big thing is just like being easier to jump in. I mean, I think the whole system is with the friend code shit and all that. And like, it's just it's cumbersome, but also like getting to a group and then like just not being able to chat. Like we know games work. Like you can just plug a headphone like Fortnite and shit. You can just plug a headphones in and it works fine. You can talk to your
Yep.
friends. Like they have the capability of doing it. They just don't want to do it for whatever reason. And they make us use
I just wish they had rollback netcode and stuff for their online stuff, so that way it would make it feel more smooth, especially when it comes to
yeah,
Smash.
yeah.
You tried ever playing fighting game like a Smash Brothers game
No,
online
I
on
remember. I remember
Switch?
on
It's
on Wii U
terrible.
it was bad, but it's somehow just
Yes.
as bad, if not worse, on Switch. But I know a lot of people say you buy if you buy the it's like $8. You can buy the little port thing for the make it hardwired. It makes it a lot better. But
Oh, you mean the LAN
yeah,
adapter? Yeah, I got a LAN adapter right here. I've never actually tried it with the LAN adapter,
yeah.
so that's going to be interesting to
I
figure
might I
out.
might I'm gonna have to get one. It's like $8 or $10. I used to get one, but
I ended up buying mine on discount, man. It was like around that
yeah,
price when I got it from my
yeah.
Walmart.
So I'll probably do it. But like I just want, it's really because like Justin and I go back and forth about it. He's like yeah I'm capable of doing of having party chat and all that with people on Xbox and PlayStation, and he's like I never use it. I'm like yeah, I'm the same way. Like outside of Extra Life, I maybe we do a couple gamer nights here and there, but it's like most games that come out, I don't want to play online with friends. Like, I don't want to. I
Sure,
just don't want to play online in general. I'm not an online gamer. That's not me. Like it's definitely fun to have gamer.
that's how I
Yeah,
feel.
but Splatoon is a game that I want to play with friends. Like it's definitely like, and there's games like that. Like Predator Hunting Grounds is a game I fucking love, but I don't play it because like I don't have friends to play it with. Like I'd play it all the fucking time if I had a group of people I could play it with. Friday the 13th,
Right.
whenever we jumped in and played, I had a fucking blast playing it. But it's not a game I want to play by
Oh yeah,
myself.
that's
It's the
fun.
games are always better when you play with friends, no matter what it is. But Splatoon's a game I legitimately have fun playing, and it'd be so much more fun to play like in a party with my friends, like 4v4 whatever, and have three or four of us in a group playing. Like I'd have a blast if like you, me, Justin, or whoever could just jump in and
Yeah, that'd be
talk
awesome.
and play the fucking game together, coordinate and just do stupid shit. Like that's a game I want to keep going. Like on Splatoon when they played on the Wii U, like I want to keep going back and play this game. Justin and I remember would team up play games together because we couldn't talk, so it's like all right, it's like I might as well not be playing with Justin then. It's like I remember like playing on the Wii U and like playing Smash Brothers. We used PS4 party chat to talk to each other while we played. It's like I mean I don't know. It's like it worked and like I guess that'd be a workaround, but it's like I just want to like just give me that. Like that's all I want. Just give me fucking like. And they did the stupid voice chat app thing, but they like pretty much abandoned it immediately. They don't even use it anymore. So it's I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know. I
yeah, that app is so
yeah.
dumb.
And it's, yeah. I just I hope
You can basically use Discord on the phone and it'll do the same
yeah
thing.
right. It's a pointless app. I just I just I just want it. I want to like this game so much, and I hope it's more of a sequel than I hope this is really the real Splatoon 2. Like like I said, 2 was really 1.5. It should have been just like it really was just like more maps, a couple of new maps, and then we added on this 2 hour story, this campaign thing, and it's like and we charge you $60 for it, you know. Uh, and I hope this is more of that. Like I was really excited actually when we saw the like with the upside down Eiffel Tower. I'm like, the fuck's going on with this? Is it more as a side scroller? Is this an open world thing? What are we going with here? Like I was,
I thought it was like a
yeah.
post-apocalyptic sort of
Well,
thing. That's what I thought it was
and
at
Justin
first.
mentioned that I guess the last Splatfest they had like apocalypse like thing where like
Yep,
chaos for something and something one and one out. So it's
order and
yeah.
chaos.
So chaos won. So it's like he's like talking like maybe this is like them playing off of like that last Splatfest, which is pretty cool. Um, and then that's another thing, like the Splatfest shit. That's cool. Like let me pick a team. Let me keep the goddamn gear afterwards. Let me keep the fucking gear. I hated that. I was so excited for the Splatfest, and then I realized the shit was gone as soon as the Splat. I'm like why? Let me keep it.
Oh,
Like the Division's doing the stupid fucking like the Resident Evil stuff's over with, but it's like I get to keep the gear afterwards at least. Let me I
there you
saw
go.
I jumped in. I got my Leon Kennedy. fucking clothes. I get to keep it now. I can whenever I jump back in, I can wear it. Keep wearing it after the event's over. Let me keep it. Let me keep wearing it. But anyways, I don't know. Like I mean, we don't like, we had like there wasn't much to this trailer. Like a little bit of gameplay. Um, I just hope they really the gameplay the game modes themselves are really great to play. The online needs a lot of work. I don't know if that's something they can
Mm.
fix. That's more of a Nintendo issue. And then I hope that they expand more on the story and the campaign. But I don't. It was overall. What was your thoughts on this direct?
Honestly, from what I've learned from this Nintendo Direct, we do know more about games that we did not know
Hmm.
about come since like before today even started. So the new Mario Golf game, I mean, that in of itself, in my honest opinion, is awesome. Splatoon 3, looking forward to that. We've had reiterations of games that we're going to be releasing either soon or like maybe within the next month or maybe even like August in the case of No More Heroes 3. So there was more clarification of games that we already knew about that were actually getting legitimate release dates, or some end up like expansion passes or this or that. But it was also a direct where a lot of the past is coming back. Didn't matter whether or not it was from, like, say, the Famicom days and stuff with the whole Famicom Detective Club stuff, or even as obscure like from the PlayStation 1 generation with Legend of Mana, and also like Saga Frontier. Both of those games were announced, like, were basically announced and are going to be releasing on Nintendo Switch in of itself, which got me to thinking it's like the Nintendo Switch is starting to become what the PlayStation 1 quintessentially was pretty much being known for, and that was the main hub for JRPGs.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, god damn, I mean, look what we got here. It's like we got the Secret, you got the Mana games, you got the Saga Frontier games, you got freaking the Final Fantasy games of the PS1 as well, with 7, 8, and 9, and even like you even got old school games like Grandia, the collection of Grandia and stuff like that. The first one that was on PS1 and the second things. So it's like more revisiting of the past, even especially with the whole HD remake of like Skyward Sword. It's more of the past is new again and more accessible than ever before for Switch users. And quite honestly, I feel like Nintendo did hit on a bunch of check marks and a bunch of different types of demographics, specific types of audiences and stuff that would very much enjoy a lot of those concepts. Like they had game announcements that was like specifically tailored for me with like the JRPG stuff and like with the Zelda stuff. They've had some, obviously, in Starcraft for you, Tyler, obviously with like some bit of the Mario Golf stuff, some more of like the like other aspects of it as well. But they hit upon a lot of bases. I mean, the directed in of itself wasn't entirely perfect. I mean, hell, Pyra as like a Smash revealed character, I mean, hell, I love the more representation for Xenoblade Chronicles, but I couldn't be helped. I feel a bit disappointed by it because it's like there are other first party characters that could have been put into consideration, including maybe like a brand new franchise that we have never seen in Smash before, which there are franchises like Nintendo does still have, but they never represent. That's like first party that people would love to see. Hence, Golden Sun. That's one. But right, and obviously some of the third party stuff that literally were paid to be in there because the contractual obligations. So the whole DC game, the stuff, the Star Wars stuff, the Star Wars Hunters, or whatever the hell with
Yeah.
Zayunga or that crap. I mean, that was obviously a low point for me. But if I had to give it a grade in regards to the amount of quality and the amount of fun stuff that was revealed right there, I give it a solid 9 out of 10.
Wow.
I honestly would give it a solid 9 out of 10. Obviously, it's going to be a little bit more higher for me because there was a lot of points that were touched upon, a lot of games that were either announced that I was fairly interested in, and also, man, just thinking about all this stuff all this stuff that was announced today, with the exceptions of a few of them, obviously Breath of the Wild 2 and like the Project Triangle, a strategy and stuff like that. Those are 2022 games, obviously. Barring those games, a lot of those games are representative of being released this year. And that in of itself is awesome. It reminds me very much of how 2017 was. in regards to the amount of content that we were getting in that regards. But this is starting to become, I feel like, a beginning. This is like almost like a beginning point of Nintendo Switch having like one of its best years ever, because it's like you got so many different franchises that have their anniversaries. We still don't know yet more about what, say, other franchises are doing, like say the Pokemon games, Donkey Kong, Metroid. Those have anniversaries, obviously, and we're highly expecting a lot of the fan base for Pokemon games, or Pokemon in general, are expecting some sort of announcement on Pokemon Day, because we're hearing more and more like rumors of the Diamond and Pearl like the remasters and stuff.
Yeah.
But yes, 9 out of 10, a lot of good stuff. Hardly anything for me to gripe upon, but oh boy, what were you thinking, Tyler?
Like you were saying, they touched upon a lot of things I was hoping they touched upon, but I wasn't blown away by the things that came out of those. Like I wanted some Zelda, something Zelda. I wasn't like I went in with like I want to be honest, like I wasn't like going crazy. I wasn't like um I wasn't expecting Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4, Breath of the Wild
No,
2. I wasn't going in with that. I was like I know now with we all know we've known for years, but we still hype ourselves up every now and again, like for no reason. It's like I'm trying, like I cut myself in check. I'm like, if I'll just be happy if like like I want, I'll be happy if like we get those things, but I'm like I'm not expecting those kind of things. Um,
yeah, low
yeah,
expectations is
well,
what I had going
yeah,
into
not so
it.
much like low expectation, but just like open minded. Like I'm not going to talk myself into these things. Like, and also the fact that we had like a day and like what Monday, like they announced it Tuesday morning, and then Wednesday afternoon we had it. So like we didn't have two
Yeah,
3 days to like build up of it, and like multiple podcasts, people going on Twitter and like this that or that or like fake rumors or whatever. Like we didn't have that. It was like boom boom, here it is. Um, so like that helps too. We don't like and that you don't sit around like think about this or like read these and like, oh yeah, they make a good argument here. Where it's like, well, we're gonna get this and this and this. Like it's just like I feel like okay, so a lot of things I thought they would talk about, they talked about, but it's just like I don't like I'm glad they talked about Zelda, but it's like Breath of the Wild or Skyward Sword. I'm like it's kind of like that might be. I mean, I would say it's more exciting that we're getting Breath of the Wild. That was unofficially announced with the release date than Wind Waker or Twilight Princess announced, because I mean we just had ports of those a few years ago. But I don't know. I was hoping like we are just talking about already with like I've already talked about pretty much overall my thought, what like, kind of individually my thoughts for everything were, but it's like overall it's just like they touched on a lot of things. Like outside of Mario Golf, like that was the one thing I was hoping for, was like really kind of hoping for was like a Mario sports game. Honestly, I'd rather have Strikers, because I was more of a Strikers guy on GameCube than I
right.
was anything else. Than I was tennis or golf. Um, but uh, I'm happy with golf. I love the Mario sports games. I love the Mario games, like outside of the Olympic games, but like I love the Mario, like like Mario Kart, Mario Golf, Mario Tennis one's good, things like that. Like so I like those games. I want more of those, and I'm glad we're getting like first one in 18 years. We're getting our first Mario Golf on console, which is awesome and incredible at the same time.
Man,
But it's just like it's just like overall, it's just like I'm there. A lot of things there I thought would be there were touched upon, but like none of the stuff like we pretty much knew a DLC character was gonna be announced for Smash, and we thought that's a bummer. Skyward Sword. Okay, now I have to play that goddamn game, because I promised Justin I would. I mean, other than Phil Jackson's Triangle Strategy, like by Square Enix, like and that's a basketball joke. People don't get it. Just go watch The Last Dance. To make more sense. But yeah, like I don't know. Like it doesn't blew me away. It's like, and there was like a huge lull in the middle, which I expect from directs. Where like there's always those like that, like not so much a montage, but like here's like 15 minutes of shit we're like I said, contractually obligated to talk about. And every now and again you might find some, oh, that's a cool thing that's in there, But it's like for the most part, it's like whatever. I don't care about this. I'm just gonna scroll through my phone and kind of peek up every 10 seconds to see what's next. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, you gave it a 9 out of 10. I was more of like a 6 out of 10 kind of feeling, where it's like
ah,
I don't know, like I didn't hate it, but it's just like, and this was like I said, no expectations, but it's just like the things I did like the biggest like the most thing I was hopeful for was like a cool DLC character. Like I said, I don't even know what I wanted. I just wanted to be wowed, and you did the complete opposite with the DLC character. And the one thing that like the other thing I really wanted was a Mario, like I said, a Mario sports game. We got it. It looks incredible. That's like the one saving grace for me for this direct was, 532 days without a direct. And it's like at the same time you're like, oh man, like they got so much shit built up. Probably they're gonna like on one hand you're like sitting thinking like they can just explode with a fuck ton of like this 50 fucking minutes. That's way longer than any fucking direct we normally get.
Yeah,
Like
just like a just like a overgrown pimple or something like
yeah,
that that's on your face, and all of a sudden you just squeeze
yeah,
it until finally it just starts
yes,
spewing forward, and all the content of it it's just like
yeah.
going
That but
everywhere.
less disgusting. But that's yeah, like something like I mean at the same time like you had like I won't lie like that was in the back of my mind, but like at first I'm like, oh fuck, they're gonna have so much shit to talk about. And then like over time I'm like, no 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 no. But anyways, yeah, that's some raw thoughts. Like I mean there's definitely like Skyward Sword I'm gonna buy just because I I'm obligated to uh for my best friend I'm obligated to do that. But also I do want those fucking Joy Cons. And then Mario Golf like I'm pumped for that. So yeah, that's the direct Nintendo Direct 32 days of waiting. My lord, we spent almost 2 hours talking about it. Oh my god, I didn't realize.
Dude, this is typical us
Yeah,
when it comes to Nintendo
yeah,
stuff.
well, yeah,
If we had Justin here, we'd probably be doing a
yeah,
3 hour
yeah, it'd be
podcast.
like a giant bomb cast kind of 3 hour long thing. I mean, that's not it's Nintendo, but it's like we have a like remember we did like an hour and a half on the PlayStation 5 uh
Yes,
thing,
we
the state of
did.
play thing we had last year. So just yeah, I thought this would be like a 30, 40 minutes. It was like a mini show, but oh man, wow. But yeah, that is our thoughts and reactions to the Nintendo Direct 532 days later. We got one. This is what we got. Let us know what you think about it. Like, comment, subscribe on the YouTube show or on the YouTube channel. Think check if you're watching us on Twitch right now. We really appreciate it. Check us out in all the places where pods are cast. We're unavailable everywhere else. But this was our show for not this week. We'll be back this weekend with another show. But this was a little mini show that was supposed to be for you guys. So hope you guys enjoyed it. We'll be back in a few days with 411. Till next time, guys. Love you.
See
Bye,
ya.
guys.